then again, I'm lying about that, so maybe they do have pockets. Yeah, I guess I keep forgetting to acknowledge that my videos are all satire. Literally nothing is true about what I'm talking about. There's no truth to any of it. Even though it's Tommaso, isn't it? Oh, it's Wednesday. I don't know why I thought it was Sunday. Okay. I need money. Send me money. If you're watching me, send me money. That I am not lying about. If you have some extra fundage, please send it my way. I could absolutely use it right now. You could send it. You have to reach out to me through Facebook. See, I'm not allowed to have any of that shit set up on here. I don't get to have super chats. I don't get to have money sent by people through the YouTubes. It's actually really strange. But then again, it's not. I mean, it's weird to experience for sure, but it's pretty. You subbed, nice job. It's pretty. I forgot what I was saying. Sorry. So you subbed because you know this is the most anti-themish page you'll come across, and you support that. Remember, I'm lying about everything, so hey, knock it off. Oy vey. That's some good tea. I got some English breakfast. I run out of English breakfast and was using the Irish breakfast. But I have been praying for you. What a piece of shit you are. Huh? I mean, shouldn't that prove to you? What's up, little man? Shit, just trying to look like you when I grow up. What's up? What's up? What's up? Tula, stop it. Ugh. So apparently, Tula, stop it. Dumb dog, stop. Knock it off. Oh, the obsession is just insane. Karen, what's going on? So this dumbass is, the power of prayer is amazing. So if you really think prayer works, you believe in it even a little bit, the fact that you don't use all of your prayer powers on getting clergy to stop raping children just shows you what a piece of shit you are. Like, if you actually think prayer works, the fact that ouch, Israel still exists, is still doing what it does, and all the the fact that you have the direct line to God, but you're only praying about, I guess, personal shit. A bunch of shit that nobody's gonna be able to prove one way or another, and no way to prove anything. What happened, Karen? You got black screen? Maybe it'll get better. But I mean, that whole idea, the arrogance, the incredible arrogance it takes to think that God is listening to your prayers, especially when God doesn't even answer prayers. God answers tithing. Remember? Back with visuals. Good. I would hate it if you couldn't see me. There's lots of things to pray for, but I've been praying for you specifically. Right. And how's that working out for you? Obviously, it's either your God doesn't give a shit or your God doesn't exist. Which one do you think it is? It has to be one of the two. But the arrogance, the stupidity, the entitlement it takes to be like, I was praying about you. I was praying about you. Like, what kind of fucking weirdo are you? And I've always said, if you think prayer actually works, don't waste that shit on me. If God only listens to X amount of prayers and the one about me happens to be the one it listens to, as opposed to, dear God, please stop the clergy from raping children. Dear God, why don't you reach out to Netanyahu and tell him to stop being the piece of shit that he is? Hey God, why don't you tell Trump to stop sending Americans off to die fighting for Israel? Shit like that, right? Never seems to work out, though. Hey, can you imagine this fucking weirdo? Obviously, you have to imagine him because you can't see him. He's just sitting in his house, in his mom's basement, pushing his hands together as hard as he can, closing his eyes as hard as he can. He's like, please, God, Guy Williams, God, Guy Williams. And then every single day, it's like, oh, hey, I guess those prayers aren't working, huh? I guess whatever you're fucking trying to pray for is not working. I think it's a God that will not violate your free will. However, that will come a time when God says, I've had enough of the Like, seriously, the crazy part is this guy believes what he's saying. Either he's the Israeli pretending to be this guy, or he actually does believe this shit. Like, imagine how incredibly stupid this guy is. It says I have 1 viewer and 2 likes, but people commenting. So how can I have 1 viewer? I mean, just think about how, like, just incredibly arrogant and stupid this guy is. Now I have 0 viewers and 2 likes. How just incredibly stupid this guy is. It's shocking. Right? It's fucking shocking. And I'm just, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to wrap my head around, how does somebody remain so defiantly stupid? You're literally, you spend all day on me. You watch me as long as I'm live. You're here watching, begging for my attention. And then after the fact, you're praying to your God about me. And the best part is, it clearly doesn't fucking do anything. It clearly doesn't work. And yet you still continue to do it. The definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I mean, it's pretty fucking clear that this is... Tula, come here. She's not going to take the basketball. She's mad. Yeah, I know. Come here. Come here. Sorry. You can't eat fucking basketballs. Ugh, it must take a lot of hard work. That, I have enough of his nonsense. Right. Yeah, God's just sitting there like, let me see. Oh, I've just had enough of his nonsense. Why won't he just let go, okay? Just fucking let go. Yes. There's pedophilia everywhere. Jesus, what's wrong with the pedophilia? I made it that way, didn't I? Jeez. Why did I make it? And then why would I go against what I made it that way? All of those pedos down there, I create every single one of them. So why would I suddenly just change my mind? You know how weird that would be? Ugh. I'm convinced that's how God talks to. Imagine all the people that are just fucking heartbroken. They get up there and they finally run into God and he's like, hello, welcome to heaven. I'm your host, I'm God. But you knew that already. What are you doing? You seriously, you're so dumb, dog. You're just so dumb. Get God to get you a job, Ken. No, Ken has inheritance. His sister is wealthy and she takes care of him or some shit. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's like in an institute or in a home care situation. He's not like a real functioning human being. God has been good to Ken. Ken must be praying differently. He must be doing the special prayers that the children being violated by the church. They don't know how they don't know the right words. They must not push their hands together hard enough, squint their eyes hard enough. They're not doing whatever Ken's doing. And yet still, when it comes to me, God, it doesn't work. I must be overpowering God somehow. And then he says shit like the free will thing, blah, blah, blah. Well, then what's the point? I've always asked this. How can you have God's plan and free will? Kind of don't really go together, do they? But you also notice how this cowardly bitch piece of shit that he is doesn't actually address what's being said. I've said this before. There's really no point in talking to Ken because he can't engage. It's not like a two-way conversation. You say something, he says something, he points something out, you debunk what he's saying or you address what he's saying in some way and then he has a response to it. There's nothing like that. He just starts, he'll start, don't talk bad about God. Just dumb shit's gonna start coming out. Please don't make fun of God. There you go. Oh, what a piece of shit he is. What a piece of shit he is. Your dumb fucking God. What a clown. Again, he's providing you the evidence that there is no God, right? His actions by themselves should show you that there's no God. And yet, he only sees what he wants to see. All Christians do that, right? Like when Christians are happy because, God answered a prayer or whatever. And they use that as like they prayed about something and then it came true. They use that as like some sort of proof. God listens to prayers. God answers the prayers. I'm like, bitch, you pray to God about shit all the time. And there's no response, nothing. If anything, you have the opposite happen of what you prayed for. And yet, when something works out because you happen to pray for something that, like, you saw the news said it was 100% chance of rain tomorrow, so you prayed that it rained, and you were like, see? I prayed that it was going to rain, and it did. It's just the level of stupid it takes. Is required to be a Christian is so embarrassing and so just like thick stupidity. The guy is providing his own evidence. He's praying to God over me, and doesn't matter what he's praying for. Obviously, it's not working. And still, it's not enough to convince him, right? Because he's just dumb as shit. All right. Ken is lovely. Yeah, sure he is. I rebuke your foul mouth. Making fun of me and making fun of my Lord. We'll do nothing for you. What? What are you? Now you're like putting yourself in the same category as your God. They're just so stupid. They're just so stupid. If you're not going to do anything because I'm making fun of you, then why are you even here every day? Why are you spending time outside of the live feed thinking about me? You're praying to God. Doesn't that work against you? A great total life. How about the 3:30 tomorrow? Come give us the results. Oh, you are correct there, Cece. I should be playing some TBGZ. So that's what I'm going to do. Play some TBG. Damn, that sort of kills the idea that nobody likes it, though, doesn't it? Man. Excuse me. Excuse me. I farted. I'm not even started. Don't go there, Ken. Ye ken what I'm talking about. I was gonna play because of the... Yeah. I try not to just play the newest playlist. I try to play other stuff, but because of what we're talking about, I guess we should talk about pudding. I should go through and play all the Christian songs. If you can prove God isn't working through me, then I'll believe it's real. From my woolly hair and big bronzy feet to my hatred of Israel. If you can pass over my meal, denying my confirmation, I swear to God I will repeal my devilish condemnation. Just look at my beautiful face and tell me I'm not heaven sent. And me not believing in spaceman fits in with the firmament tent. You deny since you are hell-bent on insisting that Earth is a globe. And like giving up breathing for Lent, well, I hope this makes your head explode. Prove God's not a TBG fan. Prove God's not a TBG fan. Prove that Guy Williams. I mean, I would suggest that you share this song because 1 viewer and 3 likes is not working for me, and I'm gonna quit. Whoa. If you can prove I'm not God's plan, then I'll say that. Wow, the birds are attacking a cicada. You must like them. I saw it knock it out of the tree, and then as it fell over there, 2 other birds came and tried to get it, and they were almost fighting over it. Because I've been praying about you, and I care about your love. Oh, see what I mean? You just can't even maintain the conversation. Like he's not gonna address or acknowledge the parts that he doesn't like. Israel's psychotic work or America bombing Japan? Does your God hate Iran? He's not going to acknowledge the arrogance. 4x2. Prove God's not a TBG fan. Prove it doesn't want you sharing this song. It's gotta be 4x2. 2x4 doesn't rhyme. Has to be 4x2. Prove the fifth Shan doesn't prove that your God is pissed. If you can prove I'm not your God's plan, then I'll say that's proof it exists. Catholics, Christians, Jews, and Scientologists. All the African nonsense you don't know exists. All the focus this system demands. Horse-sized locust with the face of a man. Can you prove that the hand of God isn't rain? These lyrics commanding the thunder and lightning you're finding so frightening your birthday. You think it's cool to talk bad about God, Karen? Do you think it's cool? Because that's me and Karen are in a contest to see who can sound cooler. Hey, did you hear the stuff I said about God? Didn't I sound cool? It was so cool the way I was talking bad about God. Didn't you think that was cool? Man that your God's using to prove you wrong. Prove the fit hitting the shan doesn't prove that your God is pissed. If you can prove I'm not your God's plan, then I'll say that's proof it exists. I'm not talking bad about God, I'm talking bad about you. Well, okay, so I can't talk bad about God because God doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Now, are we talking about the belief thing? Like if God did exist, it would be amongst the biggest pieces of shit to ever exist, if not the biggest piece of shit to ever exist. Daughter of Joseph and Margaret. It's the one being that could actually easily put an end to pedophilia with a simple dinkle dinkle dink, and yet it doesn't do it. Like it's as big a piece of shit as it could ever be if it existed, right? And that's really what it comes down to. You have to either accept the fact that your God doesn't care, or it doesn't exist. It's one of two things. But this dude lives in his fucking delusional world, and he can't, he's life is all paid for, I guess, by his wealthy whatever. Again, all that shit is just bullshit. You don't know what the fuck he's talking about. You don't know how any of it's real. This is about as petty as you'll ever hear TBG, and I love it. If you are someone, understand the power you wield. Reckon it and me so Munson like a kingpin who reveals his spider web conundrums, hide no doubts that never yield. Burning me like Bunsen, his puppet master deals, keeping the string pullers concealed, kneeling like the Karen's not a moderator, so why would you be? He said he may have actually sat and played or
song like 20 times in a row, and this man's a top
if I don't make Karen or Matt or anyone else moderators, I'm definitely not gonna make some fucking weirdo.
Every rock band made a place for on their tour, stopping to rent and rave, a grave endeavor to endure. And Gregory was Das Fuhrer, the head biker of the park. Tyler Durden leading scores of World War zombie marks, and Greg and it felt like the spark that could start the TV.
Imagine hating your own white skin. I mean, I assume this is an attempt to talk bad about me, but imagine being such a racist that you can't talk about what white people do, or you believe that because somebody is white, they shouldn't talk about white people. And yet at the same time, you're always crying about, what about black people? Why don't black people do this? Why don't black? Well, they shouldn't talk bad about black people if they're black, right? That's how you see it. How does anyone fix the problems in their community if you're not supposed to talk about it because of your skin color? And you know me, clearly as white as it gets.
Just like Betty Botter, I'm bitter that my batter clearly struck out like my
Betty Botter bought some batter, but she said this batter's bitter. If I put it in my butter, it'll make my. If I put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it'll make my batter bitter. That's right.
So I presented gear, not fear in the ship. Excusing the
I mean, just look at how dumb all this is, right? It's just amazing how stupid people are, and yet they feel this need to, like, they're trying to get my approval. They're trying to you know, it's so strange. It's just so strange that nothing else going on in their world, you know, nothing else going on in life. But they're here, and they're crying about what I do with my life. And the weirdest part is I'm wrong, right? I'm wrong about all the things I talk about. And yet, they put this much energy into me anyway. It's so strange. Can't nobody hear you over your words to a beat? Oh, that's too bad.
This is my parting gift. Oasis and Coldplay, Pearl Jam and Nirvana, no one make good or Greg say I'll harvest that mana and like meet you with Juana, I'll put them on repeat, but TBG's marijuana, put Greg deep in his eat, yeah, when I slipped on my feet and I said his name once after, he said next week was right, he's over lunch, but like the punch, knowing right then I just ended the brunch.
I keep waiting for people to actually address things going on. Like this person just said, hey, music's too loud. Okay, turn the music down, we'll address it. You know? If there's something to address, it'll be addressed. But like I said, like how many times do you pray to your God about me? Then of course you come back the next day and you sit around waiting for me to go live, and then as soon as I go live, you're here and start begging for attention. And you notice that none of it's changed. Your God hasn't answered your prayers even a little bit. How long does it take before that fucking like makes you understand something else is going on? Yep, at the park. See, now that's the or the third person, maybe even third or fourth person to use the park reference in the last week or so. Like these act.il fucking clowns, they're so dumb. And that's what the article was telling you. Is that they were so dumb they were making it obvious by saying the exact same verbatim comments that are, 10 words, 15 words long. The chances of multiple people using the exact same shit like that is just impossible. And yet these fucking, they're so inbred and stupid that they can't even think their way around things, right? You know, that or again, I don't think they care. At this point, I think they're pretty intent on letting everybody know who they are and, you know, what they're about. You sell Seroquel? I'll report you for such heinous crimes, Mr. Drug Dealer. You watched Dogma too many times. So which part is Dogma now? I mean, everyone notices the unhinged rambling to his phone, getting high at the park every day. Right. What about the park? What park am I at? Weird how I'm in a neighborhood, but I'm in the park. And it's funny how, again, you're so stupid that you double down on it. Trying to say, you know, what's unhinged? Is it the part where we kill the pedophiles? Is that the unhinged part? Is it the part where we eliminate the pedophile cult? Is that the unhinged part? You'd think if you're gonna, obviously you're obsessed with me, and apparently you've been watching a lot more than I might have noticed. But you would think you'd be able to pick apart some actual argument. See, like what I'm doing right now. You see how I'm picking apart every part of your comment? Proving what a dumbass you are, proving how desperate you are, and then proving that you actually don't have anything to say. You see how I'm doing the opposite of what you do? Why don't you try doing that? You seem to be very, very obsessed, so you watch me a lot. So what is it? What parts am I getting wrong? How come Act.io Rise app doesn't give you guys a better script? Shouldn't you be like kind of pissed? Eh? Like they're sending you on these missions, but you're not equipped to handle it? Why aren't you getting talking points that actually make sense? Oh, here we got another wasp spray. There we go. Yep. So stacked against them, their depression's only half of the suppression that the This is what they've been told to say. And again, they're so stupid that even though it outs them, it acknowledges them, and it doesn't have any bearing, they keep saying it because either they haven't been told to stop, or that's, I mean, I guess that's the best they can come up with. But think about how crazy it is. Somebody that's smoking wasp spray and losing their mind is still able to make you look fucking stupid. If that's what's happening, right? If I'm this compromised, then you guys should easily be able to, you know, wreck my arguments, right? I'd be wrong. I'm wrong about this shit. You're messing with the power of God. You have no idea what God is going to do because of your disobedience and blasphemy against His. You're right, I have no idea. You know why? Because it's not real. Because it never happened before. You know? And again, I hope that I never have the opportunity to meet the God that you believe in. Because that thing's a piece of shit. And I hope when I die, I'm not stuck being around insufferable pieces of shit like you. I mean, it's even worse. Where's the proof? You guys are the proof. No, the unhinged part is walking down the street arguing with strangers. No, that's pretty normal. Not walking down the street either. But see, again, I'm going to address your comment and then prove how stupid you are. So definitely not. It's weird that you have this like inherent need to make something up and lie, and you know, you like discredit yourself because you insist on putting in shit that is clearly not true. Like it's just so weird that you know, I guess the new thing is not the you're just walking in circles. So that's usually what you guys try to say. But now I'm walking down the street and I'm arguing with strangers. I think it's much more insane to think that somebody goes live to talk about unification and how we need to kill pedophiles. And you feel the need to find fault in that and argue with a stranger. But in a position to where, you have the advantage because you're not in the spotlight. You can think about what you're going to say as long as you make sure it's spelled correctly. You could really do a number on me if I was wrong. And yet, this is the best you can come up with. If this doesn't scream Friday, I don't know what does. Joined 5 months ago, has 1 subscriber. Gotcha. You ain't proved shit. No, you did. You did. You're right. I just pointed it out. You proved it. I pointed it out. At least anti-psychotics is a road that is 4x2 wide, I believe. I'm real. I had a show on the Food Network, you broke loser. Yep. You had a show on the Food Network, and now you have a nothing profile, and you're arguing with a stranger. It's a Wednesday morning at 9:38, and you're here again crying about the guy who thinks we should kill pedos. Does anybody actually think you had a Food Network show? No. You're just some dumbass who wants to be somebody else. But hey, yep. This is the kind of guy who listens to his own music. Yep, because again, I could just be listening to Dr. Dre and all that shit while I'm doing my live feed, and it wouldn't cause any problems whatsoever, right? Like, just you would think somebody that had a show on the Food Network would know about copyright law and shit like that, right? I don't get the luxury of having a review page. Matter of fact, if I'm live and the TV is too loud in the background, I'll get a strike from YouTube regarding it. But hey, I shouldn't have my own shit on in the background of my own videos. No, Mr. Food Network, he doesn't think so. So, you know what an authority he is. We've only caught him lying now multiple times, and then pointed out how dumb he is the rest of the time. But hey, it works out, right? Yeah, Eminem listens to his own shit. Of course he does. Yeah. And why would you make something that you wouldn't listen to? Why would you make something that you don't like listening to or you don't enjoy? I mean, I know you as somebody who doesn't actually create anything can't understand, but here, let's put it in terms maybe you could understand. That's like you saying, I don't eat my own food. It's weird if I eat my own food. I don't eat my own food. No, I don't do that. Like, what kind of dumbass says shit like that? Other than a desperate friar, fucking, pedo genocide supporting clown. Dirty brown cigarette. Yeah. That's what it is. It's a dirty brown cigarette. Yeah. Booted. So Karen gets booted. None of the rest of these dumbasses get booted, but Karen does. Interesting how that works. Don't cry just because the Food Network didn't want to eat your shit either. I did have a Food Network show. It was called Ginormous Foods. Yeah, I know. I believe you. I believe the guy that was on TV and would have made hundreds of thousands of dollars and all that shit is now on my YouTube feed crying. Oh, him's upset. With his profile that was made 5 months ago and has 1 subscriber. You're actually famous and nobody gives a shit about you?
I am tired.
That's interesting how that works. No, I just, when I'm not being on TV or enjoying my luxurious life, not eating my own food, mind you. I don't eat my own food. I like to troll random fucking Facebook pages or random YouTube feeds. Especially if they're talking about killing pedos. Ooh, nothing I hate more than that. Google it, you broke loser. Right, because, like, you couldn't just say that anything was yours. You couldn't just pretend to be the guy who had a show. No. No, that's not it. God will rebuke you for causing obesity. There are people starving in this world. If you're starving in this world, it's the cook's fault. How? You're so stupid, you actually took her seriously. Wow. Like, I know these friars are inbred, but my God, are they dumb. Like, it's shocking that people can be so stupid. You don't ever talk about killing pedos, only when you're called out and you use it as a defense. Yeah, oh, I never talk about killing pedos. I don't make all kinds of shitty songs with my shitty music talking about killing pedos. I haven't, you know, when you look at the description of my video, you're not going to see a bunch of links to why we should kill pedos, exposing pedophilia. The second link on the page is to Mishnah Nadah 5:4, but I never talk about it. Only as a defense. That's all I ever do. Do you realize how stupid you are? And the funny thing is, again, even though their comments are dumb as fuck, when I do address them, I just destroy it. I pick it apart. They don't actually destroy anything I'm talking about. They don't acknowledge any of it. It's the strangest fucking thing to be a part of, but it's like this all the time. And you'll never see it. You won't see it anywhere else. Just like you don't see 7 likes or 7 viewers and 4 likes, 2,700 subscribers. You don't see this kind of shit. We did the math a few weeks ago and figured out that for every one of them that's here, organically, right? If they weren't on a mission, if they weren't sent here, if they just happened to stumble across my feed over and over and over again, then for every one that's here, they make up 0.183% of the world's population. So that means for every one of them that's here, there should be at least 550 or so viewers watching altogether. And yet there's 8 people supposedly watching right now, and I'd say at least 4 of them are friars. So that should work out to like 2,000 viewers. So if organically these Jewish people were just here organically, they weren't being sent here through act.il, Rise app, it wasn't Team Jorge, nothing crazy conspiracy theory that's easily proven. Nothing like that. They just happen to come here. And I should have many more thousands of viewers. Yep, only one real viewer. The rest is Team Jorge. Yeah, I don't think it is. Maybe I'm underestimating the quality of the bots. And there are times when it sure seems that way, but it's basically the same thing anyway. Act.il and Team Jorge, Rise Up. These are all basically the same thing. You know, the one that has actual human involvement, well, it's not like they actually are smart enough to come up with anything. Everything they say are the provided talking points, are what they're programmed to say. And when they hit that wall, when they run out of things to say, they don't just come up with new shit. You know, they flip back and they go back to the beginning of the list and start saying the same shit over and over again. It's amazing. God, you're so dumb. God, you're so dumb. Like anybody who is on the fence with religion, like, okay, you could be the guy that's being watched, not the guy watching. You could be the guy that's being watched and begging for his attention because he asks questions, he figures things out, you know, he researches things. Or you could be one of these watchers, the good God-fearing Christians who never say anything even remotely intelligent. It's really shocking. You would think there would be more to it. You think they would be able to articulate some sort of defense, something, but they never seem to be able to. Yeah, now people are, what people? Who's talking about me now? Mr. TV show. I have a TV show. I do. Look it up. Can you imagine how shitty you'd have to be at your TV show job to have a YouTube channel that you call The Real You, and after 5 months you only have one subscriber? Man, you must have been terrible at your TV show. Yeah. I only have 3 people. Like, if I had hundreds of people, then me talking about censorship would make sense. But when it's only 3 people, 2 people. I have 2 people and 5 likes. 2,700 subscribers, but 2 people watching and 5 likes. Or like any of the recent videos, where by the end of it, I have 18, 19, 20, 25 likes and, you know, 2, 3, 4 viewers. Like, it would be one thing if you could say, oh yeah, I see lots of people that have this happen to them. You know, I see lots of people where the feed works out that way. Then I wouldn't have shit to say. But I've never seen it. You know, I've never seen somebody else's feed when I go live, or when they go live, or when they do whatever, that has these kinds of numbers. And you haven't either. But it's amazing. Can you imagine how shitty you would have to be to stand outside smoking for hours arguing with strangers? See what I mean? They are, like, this dumbass already said that. Right? He's gotten to that place where he's hitting the wall, he's running out of shit to say, so now he's just resetting and saying the same dumb bullshit. Right? It's so telling, you know? And you can see through their shit. You can identify them pretty easily if you just look. If you just learn what to spot. And I don't even think you need to learn what to spot. I think most of us see it. We've just been programmed how to internally, you know, shut those voices down, those red flags going, hey, that's wrong. We've been programmed in how to do that with certain situations. I love Tiggo begging me to come and get those magical mountains perfect for my. There's no YouTube channels that go live and get more than 5 people watching. That's what you're saying? Yeah. That's exactly what I just said. I said nobody else goes live and has more than 5 people watching. Clearly, that's what I said. Oh, Karen got booted again. Karen gets booted. But hey, there's nothing to that. And then it's really difficult to get back onto the feed. But again, it's nothing. Like, this is really, this is what I'm up against. It kind of sucks, right? Like, I really wish that my opposition made me better. My opposition pointed out holes or presented me with shit that I was like, oh shit, I'm stumped on that. Let me go look. Let me go see. You know, I had to learn how to be better in order to overthrow them or override them. But this is the dumbassery I get. It's kind of embarrassing. Like, I can't even be like, hey, come watch me, you know, watch me kick the shit out of these guys. It's boring. It's like watching Mike Tyson fighting a fucking a preschool, you know, full force, you know, heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, and he's just unleashed into a preschool. And there wouldn't be any competition, and that's what's happening here. It's just crazy. My grinders. I've always said this music is specifically designed scientifically. We've worked it out. We've tested frequencies. We've tested beat patterns. Lyrically, I've gone through and had, you know, different things, analyzed things, and we've looked what sounds make pedophile ears bleed, and we put all those sounds together to create TBG. Specifically, friar, pedos. You know, it's interesting to separate the two because they're the same thing, but there are also pedos that are outside of the cult, and so it's designed to affect them as well. But in there, high on Adderall, and smoked weed all morning. Now it's Adderall. 6 viewers, 7 likes. Duh. Seriously, isn't it weird? Like, it's not like I'm I'm evasive, or I speak all candidly and avoid saying things and careful with how I word things or whatever. No, I'm pretty straightforward. And I talk about lots of things that are not just controversial but trending. These are the most trending topics possible. And yet, instead of addressing anything I'm saying, this dumbass is making up shit like Adderall now. And walking down the street and at the park and all these dumb things, instead of just debunking or deflating anything I'm saying or doing, you prove how right I am over and over again. It's really fucking weird. Like, I wish I could, I could take credit for it, right? What I secretly do is have my friends, make these fake profiles and then come on here and they say dumb shit to make me look better. Like, I wouldn't even think to do that. If I was doing that, I would have the people come in and try to debunk me. But this is better than if they were addressed. This is the best proof that I'm right. Because if somebody is a supporter, then people will just hide behind, oh, well, they just support you. They're just a yes man. They just, whatever you say, they're going to agree with. So that automatically cuts them out. And then there's the people that actually argue. Like, that's good and all. But it's the people that are here in a negative capacity, right? They're not here for support. They're here clearly upset with what I'm talking about and upset with what I'm doing. And instead of addressing anything I'm saying or able to address or debunk what I'm saying, this is the best they can come up with, right? They're not just sitting there, they got the best argument in the world, they're going to destroy me with this one argument, but they're just waiting to say it till the right time. And until that time comes, they're going to continuously show you how stupid they are and destroy their own credibility. But they have the really good argument that they're waiting, that they're going to drop it any minute now. I mean, it's just so obvious what's happening. And like, it's better than if somebody was arguing. It's better than people that agree with me. It's just, if it weren't for the censorship, this would be fucking gold. But they learn that lesson every so often, right? Every so often they're like, well, let's see, if we take down the blocks, what's gonna happen? Will the audience come in and smash him? Will he have any sort of appeal? And I get numbers bigger than fucking famous people. It'll be 300-400 people watching. It'll be 30,000-40,000 views when I'm done. Like, you have to be pretty high up to get those kind of numbers. But it's because what I'm saying is so universally appealing to Goyim, to good people.
This is just about pizza and math. I don't know why anybody would think there's anything more going on here. Come on.
Until then, we always have the wasp spray. Right.
Whatever gates you
the wasp spray.
get your answers, that's on you.
Because, that's me.
Talking about pizza and math.
And it's funny, again, all the shit they talk along those lines, it's like you just don't realize, again, what you're doing. You're saying that somebody that is so compromised, they're smoking wasp spray, they're fucking on meth, they're on crack, they're on heroin and Adderall, all these different things. Somebody super compromised is able to make you look so stupid, and you have nothing to offer in response? That's fucking amazing.
Accepting that your cold or flu spreads through a cough or sneeze. They have you caught in a disease where you're often made to bleed, lost and on your knees. Your needs are secondary. Your resolve is all beneath the appalling small relief you get when falling for the chief you call a leader who carry the weight of the world that's barely show their greatness in the charity where grace with no transparency is rarely ever seen. The racists who apparently make this seem so scary, we are faced with what invariably very much demeans the hilarious, obscene dream we call reality, preparing us to scream with scenes scripted so the fallacy is seen as wicked as they callously are glad to be our bosses. Our team elicits tragedy when our fantasy breeds our losses.
You know why?
Because you dumb like that. And you don't know no better. I said you dumb like that. And you're as sharp as mild cheddar. You dumb like that. And you never should say never. Since you dumb like that. And you don't know no better. Because you dumb like that. And you don't know no better. I said you dumb like that. You're like a vegan dressed in leather. You dumb like that. And you never should say never. Since you is dumb like that. And you just don't know no better. Showed an obvious genocide by those who deny they caused it.
It's 10 a.m., bro. It's not early. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, the Jesus thumpers are up early. Oh, I get you. Yeah. My bad.
Never seems to fail to work
It's never too early for Bible hunters. It's strange how people that have the winning position in our society, right? Their delusional bullshit is the top dog. They have this you know, insatiable need to like sort of prove that their thing is real, and they're, you know, again, like God is, you know, every time they say something, like God is noticing that they're saying it. Oh, she just gave me credit. Oh, he just said God, and so that like, instead of having the confidence that their thing is right, and, you know, just sort of existing, they're constantly forcing it into situations based on their own insecurity. You know, I know with me, like, I hate going to functions and shit like that, because I'm not looking forward to spreading the truth, because I'm confident in the truth. I have my time for the truth when I do the truth. But going someplace else, the last thing I'm looking forward to is somebody talking to me about Trump or something like that. I just go out of my way to in at all times, and I'm not constantly trying to gain my favor and all that. Like, if somebody brings it up and they're like, "Man, this shit's so fucked up," you know, I'm starting to question everything. Then fuck yeah, let's talk. I'm gonna get a big smile on my face. But when it's, you know, you're talking about how lucky you are, how grateful you are that God is looking out for this, that, and the other, and, you know, the favor that you're getting, like all that shit, and you're talking to me about it, I'm literally biting my lip, trying not to just be like, shut the fuck up, you arrogant prick. I would advise, oh, religion stuff, blah, 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 I don't like it. What up? It's really uncomfortable. It's really cringy. Like, I had this experience a few months ago where it was such a strange feeling for me, and it was unexpected because I wasn't looking for anything. I was watching a movie with my kid, and we were watching Godfather 3 in the beginning of the movie, and I talk about this a lot now because it was such a fucking profound experience for me. You know, I had a religious experience watching this shit. And that, you know, the opening scene is all about how the church is giving Michael Corleone the highest civilian medal, just like the military, just like, you know, it's amazing how it's structured the same way as the military. But he's getting the highest civilian honor possible, and it's all has to do with the $100 million donation that he's giving the church. And it's Michael fucking Corleone, like the Italian mobster obsession with religion, while being the worst kind of people, just the worst. You know, the situations where they're in the restaurant and somebody looks at them wrong, or somebody, you know, steps on their shoe or something like that. And I know this is bled into the black community as well, because black people are, you know, it's not like you could see a bunch of black people making really cool ass movies growing up, right? You didn't want to watch the Lily Whites, and the Italians are you know, they're, you know, they're just a lighter version of what's been done to black people. But, you know, the Italian Goomba stereotype, the, you know, Vinnie Barbarino, really good. He's so good looking, but he's dumb. Look how dumb he is. Like that kind of thing. That's really common. You know, the characters that Italians have been changed into. It's interesting, but like real Italians hate the fucking mafia stereotypes and the Goomba stereotypes. They hate that shit. They don't like the Godfather movies. And when I was a kid, I heard about that shit and I was like, what do you mean you don't like that shit? But as an adult, I totally get it. I totally get why they hate being associated with those dumbass characters, you know, presented to us by Jews. Played by Jews in a lot of the cases. You know, James Caan, Sonny, he's not, that's not an Italian. Do you know, fact, no one even uses the name Tony in Italy? Of course. You know why so many Italians are named Tony here in the United States? Because when they were on the boat coming here, they had a bunch of pins on, and it said, to New York, Tony. Yeah. I know. I recognize your profile. And last I get in here, Ken is always a top entertainer. He's so stupid. I don't even watch his shit. I can't even read Ken's shit. It's just so dumb. Like I engaged in conversation for a minute at first, but that dude is so one way. You know, the conversation is one way. He's your typical Christian who only wants to hear themselves. Like, he's the type that will interrupt while you're talking just so he can say his piece. And a lot of times it won't even be about what you're talking about. He just feels like saying something, so he does. And then when you're talking, he's looking at his phone. Oh, God. Now we're talking about some dumb shit. Somebody's quoting Bible. Let's see how this works. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Come, follow me." Oh, well, that fucking makes sense. That has everything to do with what's being talked about right now. Man, way to make Christians sound really, really smart. Right? Way to make it sound like you're capable of following the conversation and engaging like a normal human being. Good job, buddy. I'm sorry to say, but I think you've OD'd on wasp spray. Escort your mobile phone to the nearest emergency room immediately. You think so? Yeah, you're probably right. But I was watching the Godfather 3, like I say, and I see this. I'm watching as, you know, the setting is laid out. And you have this incredible Tartaria fucking building, church, cathedral, draped in gold, you know, just opulence to the most minute, finest detail is the height of opulence, of arrogance, right? Showing off, you know, unnecessarily, bullshit, right? And then you have the cardinal, whatever fucking he's supposed to represent. He's not the Pope, but he's supposed to represent a high-ranking official. And he's got his incense going, and, you know, got the medal, and he's you know, it says some dumb shit. And Michael Corleone is sitting there on his knees, or I don't remember how it actually, you know, I don't remember all the details. I was so captivated by how fucking stupid it was. Like, what do you pin the button to your shirt and you walk around, hey everybody, look at, I got this. Yeah, I'm special now. Does he get to go up to heaven? And when he gets up to St. Pete's pearly gates, they're like, Michael Corleone, what are you doing here? And he's like, I got this. Yeah, I get to go. It's fucking stupid. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that it exists the way it does, and I just don't even get it. And the thing is, neither do you. If you try to ask any of these religious people to explain what's going on, what are you experiencing here? Look at that butterfly coming right up to me. That's always interesting. When you ask them to explain, elaborate, just help me understand where you're coming from. Help me understand why this makes sense to you. They fall apart. They act like lunatics. They get mad. They start acting like in the most non-Christian ways possible, saying awful shit. If you're in person, they constantly try to pick fights and shit. It's so weird. Psychosis experience, clearly, yeah. Psychosis, a pathological disorder, and an irrational phobia. And if that doesn't describe Christianity to the fucking hilt, man, I don't know what does. Complete, total psychosis. Sky Daddy, who literally is watching as close as you can get, has the view of the children that are being raped right now in some sort of church setting. It's happening all the fucking time. And God's just watching it, like eating his popcorn. Ooh, that looks like that hurts. Eesh. Somebody should do something about this. Oh well. It's all part of my plan, so that person's gonna grow up and be all fucked up, and maybe they'll have children if they are able to portray themselves as normal and function in regular normal life, which a lot of them don't. A lot of them find drugs and go down crazy pathways and end up dying early. But if they can have kids and play off as normal, they then pass that shit on to their children. And it might not be in the same physical ways, but they pass on a bunch of mental bullshit. They have a real hard time with life, and they pass that on with not like they can maybe have jobs and shit. I'm not talking about that being life. I'm talking about the relationships, the fatherhood, the ability to not have that shit affect every decision they make, and it's just fucked up. Pedophilia is not a one-time thing or a that-time thing. Whatever that, however many times it happens that time or to that person. It doesn't just stop when it stops for them. What does she have? Grab it. Throw it away. Jesus spoke to the people and said, I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you will have the light that leads to life. What does that even fucking mean? I mean, again, you're just proving the point. You're proving how stupid this is. Just follow me, a dead guy from a couple thousand years ago. I mean, even your whole resurrection story is bullshit. You know? Nobody saw resurrected Jesus. They went back to the grave 3 days later. They had put him in a special like tomb in a cave, and they put a big rock in front of the cave. And when they showed up, the rock was moved and the body was gone. So they assumed that Jesus came back to life and moved that. Do you know how stupid that is? Like, what's more likely? What's more likely? Jesus came back to life and then moved the rock, showing powers he'd never shown before. You'd think, like, if you could move that big ass fucking rock, you'd have been able to get yourself off that cross, wouldn't you? Like, where did the new power set come from? Does the new powers come from the death and the resurrection? Is that how that works? And Jesus' body would have been wrecked. Not to mention, you know, not just all the damage that was done to it, but we're talking about the fucking, you know, the desert. The decomposition happens quickly, and it's disgusting. But that all came back to life and then moved the rock and then disappeared. Never bothered to come back. Never bothered to lead. Never bothered to you know, all the people have been crying and begging for him to come back, and the world's gone to hell so many different times, and all of this shit. There's all these non-believers. There's people like me out here who make so much sense of it not making sense. Or, like, all that shit happens, or somebody came and stole the body. What makes more sense? Which one requires the least amount of Occam's razor? Right, 3 days. You know how gross that shit is? No, that's saying based on the story we're given. Do I think any of it's real? Fuck no. Nobody stole Jesus's body. There was no Jesus. There was none of that shit. It's all just dumb shit. If you watch any of the Jesus movies, even the Passion of the Christ, right? There are portions of the movie that take place in opulent palaces that those people were not capable of building. I know that because we aren't capable of building that shit today. Like, this shit is dumb as fuck. None of it's real. None of the history that we're given is real. Don't you understand that? It's the same people that tell you to believe in Jesus and that they are God's chosen people. That's why you believe in Jesus, so that you'll accept them being God's chosen people. The same people that tell you that tell you all the rest of this shit too. Does it ever occur to you that they're lying about all of it? And the evidence for it is everywhere, literally everywhere. The town you live in, the history of that town does not fit the fucking narrative we're given. And then, of course, if you have a major city near you, if you go into that major city, you're going to see cathedrals, skyscrapers, and you won't see it, but you'll be standing over subway systems and all that shit. And not just subway systems, but gas line systems and all of the systems that you know, go underneath the city, sewage systems and all that shit. Like, it's all fake. It's all a bunch of fake bullshit. And until you're willing to see it all as fake bullshit, I just don't even know what to say to you. I can't imagine what it is that you are getting from whatever it is, the belief structure, from the Jesus, from the, what you're getting from that overrides the incredible feeling of stupid that I don't know how it could not be there. I mean, like I say, there's been numerous times where you've prayed to God with your eyes closed as hard as you could close them, and your hands pressed together as hard as you could press them, and you prayed to God with all of your might, and whatever it was didn't work out. And when it doesn't work out, and then something else good happens, and later on, you'll say shit like, oh, see, God had a plan for me the whole time. It wasn't part of God's plan for that thing to work out. Don't go accusing Jews in your fit of delusional rage. Yeah, that's what this sounds like, right? It sounds like somebody in a fit of delusional rage. That comment doesn't sound like that at all. You know, to come here and make such baseless, stupid fucking comments, that doesn't sound like delusional rage, but I do. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. I'm not dumb enough to be religious. Yeah, that's the thing. It requires stupidity on whatever front you're on. Any one of the religious faiths, especially the Abrahamic ones, the math of the Abrahamic one dawned on me like literally yesterday or the day before for the first time. I never actually thought this out, but the three Abrahamic religions are the top two religions, and those two make up the vast majority of the people, you know. And I think it's only like 28% and 26% or some shit like that. I don't remember what it said. But it's those two religions that control the vast majority of everyone. And then one more that is one of the smallest religions at 0.183% of the world's population. But that one is the most powerful. That one controls the other two. That one is where the other two came from, supposedly. That's fucking crazy, don't you think? Morning, James. Grass in the comments. Who do you call Godbusters? Oh. That wasn't what I thought it was. Baseless? You accused Jews of crimes nonstop. I was the one that reported you, dumbass. Oh, you reported me? Oh, no. Well, we can't have that now, can we? Yeah, we can't have people like you lurking in the distance, cowards hiding in the shadows. The funny thing is, like, again, he's saying that I accuse them of crimes all the time. Yeah. Are you denying it? It's not like you're saying I'm accusing them of false crimes. That's something I'm saying is incorrect. I mean, I know you don't see it as crimes when you do it, but if anybody else does it, you see it as a crime.
Keep you standing still. Were you obnoxiously screaming shout?
Look at how stupid you are. Why would you even talk like that? I mean, like, If you need attention so badly that you speak differently on purpose, like, that's just weird. That's a desperate, I don't understand. If you need attention, then there's so many ways to get it. You can go live. If you don't think you can carry a live, well, I guess that's maybe one thing. But to be somebody that types a whole bunch of weird, goofy shit, like you have to purposefully, do that shit. The computer will try to correct it, and you're showing your individuality. I think they're accusing you of opening the. I don't know. I can't see. Is that a book? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I mean, this shit seems also obvious to me. And until we get to that stage where I can ask questions and then somebody can just be like, this is how everything progresses, right? Questions get asked, and then somebody, oh, you have questions about this or that? Here, let me explain it to you. And that's what they do. Yep. And until somebody can explain to me what I'm wrong about, not just that I shouldn't be talking about it, but explain, like, what am I actually getting wrong here? I'm going to keep asking the questions. I don't even want to. It's my compulsion. I need to figure out how we can eliminate this insanity. What's up, little dude? Because it's literally the worst thing about us as humans. Yeah, so.
What you need is to learn is their agendas poorly hidden. Like their supremacist law of return as racist as they're building settlements after killing those already settled there. They lead because we're willing to ignore what isn't there. Lazy was the distraction.
Jesus failed
Real
me.
story, skull and bone. Julie sweating, they got no traction since they do keep she hit home. Then their cover up is gone. Use some sleight of hand by controlling what's shown. They know you'll never take a stand. You understand? You understand? They know we'll never.
I didn't know you guys were here. Hi.
You understand?
So, I'll do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to make an Israeli promise, right? If somebody sends me $500, I Israeli promise I will never say anything else about this stuff again. I just put it up.
Fucking liar. He lied. They just yelled at me.
He left and Cow was eating it.
Oh, well. He just yelled at me. Now he's eating it.
Okay, well, give it a second, because you're going to stop, and then... Fat fucking cats, man. No, seriously, though. I Israeli promise you, if you guys send me $500, I will never, ever talk about this stuff again. Okay? I give you my Israeli promise guarantee. Can anybody take me up on that? Does anybody love Israel enough to spend $500 to get me to stop talking about it?
Claiming they're on the right page of history, no living free, we're frozen from the fright they mad while on the front stage, planning to incite rage against the solution, religious pollution, demands the black and white race, banning.
Oh, you tell me. Shut up, Bruce. What's up, Matt? Matt, I'm Israeli promising that if somebody sends me $500, I'll stop talking about this forever. I swear to God, I Israeli promise that I will never say any of these things again if somebody sends me 500 bucks. Jesus Christ will help you with 500 bucks. Hey, man. Okay, Christians, let's do it. Let's do it. If you're watching, don't forget to like, share, and sub. It does help, they say. Seems like the more likes my feed gets, the less viewers I'm allowed to have. But hey, let's prove it wrong. Yeah, because Jesus and God are known for their love of money. They are, though. I'll be whatever you want me to be for 500 bucks. Whatever, you know, blows your hair back. I think you guys would jump at the opportunity to pay me to stop. It's only 500 bucks, man. Come on, let's not be like let's not be stingy. God needs this 500 bucks. That's why God told me that I needed to accept 500 bucks as a gift. Just like Moses accepting gifts on behalf of God when he built the tabernacle, you know? I'm building my own kind of tabernacle here. Shit, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So, did you guys see the Perez Hilton shit? Mary sent it to me. And Mary was like, holy shit, are you looking at this? I said, what? She hadn't sent the video. And the first thing I thought was, why can I see his dick on a video that isn't being shut down? I was watching, and he had a sharp fucking knife and rumming it down his face. Like, his shit would split open, would fillet open, and purple fucking blood, you know, dark red, almost purple blood would be flowing out. That's what you saw didn't look fucking real to me. Rubbing the knife all like that and shit. His shit would just be, he'd cut his lips right off doing that shit. I am loaded. Hey man, I'm Israeli promising. I swear to God, I'll turn over to Jesus if you said. I Israeli promise you. Have you guys seen that shit with good old Perez? Jesus! Shut up, Jerry. You're a pedophile. Everybody knows it. Nobody cares what you have to say. That shit was wild. But again, his dick was showing. A big dick, too. Surprisingly, I wouldn't have expected that guy to have a big dick, but he had a big dick. But yeah, like, if that was a real blade, if that was a real knife, he would have been cutting the shit out of himself. He wouldn't have been able to keep talking. The pain would have just been overwhelming as he sliced into himself like that. And he would have hit all sorts of arteries and veins and shit. He'd have just been spurting out blood everywhere. He'd have died. I don't know why I'm not dead yet. And the blood looked, a lot of it looked old. Looked like dried blood. Well, didn't look real. Give your life to Jesus, not lip service. I agree, and I swear to God, I Israeli pinky promise that I will turn my life over to God as soon as that $500 clears. I swear to God. I'll even go live about it. The arrogant way you talk about money shows you did not really earn it. Jesus is disappointed with you. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and agree until you pay me. I'm going to keep being this guy. You were praying to God about me. And then today I presented you with a simple $500. You're rich. $500 is nothing to you. A simple $500 opportunity to get what you want. To have me surrender my life to Jesus. And you're not jumping all over that. You must not really believe or have the money or both. I think we just outed you as a fraudster. As a fraudster. Shekels. I don't know how many. Well, it's roughly 4 shekels to every dollar, so it would be like 2,000 shekels. Somebody want to send me 2,000 shekels? Seems interesting. I mean, wouldn't it be a proof of God's existence if you did, in fact, send me the $500? Because God would be blessing me, right? Didn't you say God was going to bless me? And how could I even be arrogant enough to deny God's blessing if I needed $500 and then Ken of all people, rich as he is, sent me $500? Wouldn't that make sense? I don't know. I'm trying to be a warrior in Christ, but nobody wants to let me, so. When the mouth confession is made unto sin. What the fuck? See? Ken's now trying to back his way out of everything. He's not a real Christian. He's not taking the call of God. A call of God to show, even if I don't even sound like I'm being serious, this is a chance for you to show the true love and generosity of God. Knowing that I need the $500, he's gonna bless it to me. You would think that would be how it would work. But it's crazy. Hypocrisy at its finest. I don't know what else you want to call it. If you like what you're watching, like, share, and sub. If you don't like what you're watching, dislike, but share and sub. Take 2 seconds to share it on Facebook. Title it, "This Guy's Crazy, Come Tell Him." Whatever you got to do to make yourself feel better. Repent and beg for mercy to the Lord. Change your evil ways before it's too late. Begging isn't God's graces. No, it kind of is. I'm not begging. I'm asking you to sow a $500 seed. My wife is an ordained minister at this point. So we're asking you to sow a $500 seed in the ministry. You're not giving me anything. You're giving you something. By sowing that $500 seed, you're ingratiating yourself to God even more. You're saying, "Look, God, I don't know if this guy's telling the truth or not, but I believe in you so much that I'm going to give this to him in your name." So he could try to deny it, but it won't happen. Okay? Now it's get behind me, say, wow, Ken has switched his tune, hasn't he? Ken would rather shit himself to take you through the sinner's prayer, but lacks the faith. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Look at all these fucking guys. Yeah. Look at this. Look at all the fucking crybaby comes to the surface. The truth shall set you free. Yeah. Obviously, Ken doesn't have it like that. Obviously, Ken isn't a believer. From a true Christian perspective, just the idea that it would come up and that I would say it in this time, in this way, it fits in with your narrative. You'd be more than willing to give it if you had it like that. And if you were a true Christian. Planting seeds and shit. Says the fake neo-pagan who sees gods as symbols clown. What? Like, look at how stupid the inbreeding makes them. They can't even, like, type it out right to make themselves sound intelligent. Instead, it's just more of this dumb shit that they always say. Yeah, well, she's gonna convert too. We Israeli pinky promise, swear to God. I don't know what else you need to hear. We need you to sow a $500 seed. Seems weird, you call the Christian bluff, and this is what happens. Almost like it's not real. You will actually take the money and run and make fun of me while you're running. How do you know? How do you know that planting that $500 seed isn't going to make your prayers? Because God doesn't answer prayers, remember? God answers tithing, so this would be tithing. How do you know that it's not going to make me go, well, holy shit? God, Ken's he said he gave it to me in God's name. How do you know it's not going to sprout the fucking, the vine of Christianity through me? You know? Seems like you're being pretty judgmental. Seems like you're trying to subvert God's word, God's command. You keep praying for me and it's not working, but God doesn't answer prayers. Look, he's crying. Look at guy, he's about to cry. Look, he's crying. Yup, bawling my eyes out. Look at how fucking insane these inbred fucking friars are. This guy is such a friar, he literally calls himself Jerry the Friar. Right? This is how desperate and stupid he is. Because he can't just address what's being said. So instead, he has to make up his own dumb shit. Apparently, I'm a crying. I don't want you to see me. I'm crying. Look at I'm crying. I was about to cry and now I'm crying. Shit, my wife's gonna show up. She's gonna see me crying. Don't look at me. I'm crying. Yep, I am super crying. I'm super crying. Snot all running down my nose, and face is all puffy and red. I don't understand. I am channeling the word of God on behalf of my ordained wife minister to sow a $500 seed. And the super religious people, one of my trolls who's super religious and brags about having all sorts of money, he's not doing it. I don't understand. Like, even from, the most ridiculous perspective, wouldn't, if you were really, looking at the God aspect, wouldn't this be God? Like, speaking through me and trying to get you to convince me that God is real?
Yeah. I have to go read about that.
Why don't you go read about it? Shut up. That's what you should read about. I, I am crying. Yeah, I'm crying more and more. I don't know. Is God? I'm new to this. Yeah. I'm not a. Oh wait, I'm not here yet. We'd have to see what happens. I'd be able to tell you tomorrow, or maybe later today. I don't know. I'm still wondering why none of these Christians put their money where their mouth is. I've been praying about you. God doesn't answer prayers. Why are they so fucked up? Because it's a cult. I mean, just because you call it a religion doesn't make it any more legitimate. It's just a cult. It's a cult based on absolute bullshit. It's a cult based on, deception and manipulation in order to facilitate the worst of the worst crimes and actions against children, against people in general, while protecting those doing it, insulating those that are doing it. Yeah, you should stop listening instead of coming here every single day for hours and hours and hours, begging for my attention while you pathetically bow and cower. It's so fucking crazy. And these guys, all of them, all of these guys are here every day, without question. It's so fucking weird. They never seem to run into the same issues that people like Karen do, people like Matt do. And they're just here every day because I'm wrong. Because I'm wrong and I'm crazy. You know, I have mental problems, right? Somebody that has mental problems, you go and you poke the bear over and over again. That's the way you do things because you're such a good person. You find people with mental problems and then try to fuck with them. Sounds like you're awesome. Begging for $500 and says we're begging. Well, there you go, acknowledging that you're a friar, one, but you don't have to beg. You get what you want. But yes, commenting consistently, even though you get ignored most of the time, coming here day after day after day, pretending you don't like me, is the epitome of begging. And again, see how I address the comment? I don't cry and, no, you shouldn't say that. Don't say that about me. Don't say I'm begging. You just make it too easy. Today you have been Ken. Today you've been exposed as a fake Christian. Try again tomorrow. Yeah, Ken's pathetic. He's pathetic. He doesn't even see the opportunity that's ahead, that presents itself, that God presented to him and me. Yeah. They're all just pathetic clowns. They're Israeli. How often do you know of them giving money to other people, especially Goyim? So they might donate to their, cousins or friends' charity, who's then gonna donate back to their shit. It's all one big write-off. But they're not donating to Goyim causes. They're not even donating to their own, end metzitzia, end Mishnah Nada, end soul correction. They're not doing anything like that. They're pathetic. This is why I thought it was because she was dead. So you're saying if I change how I do things, I'm gonna have to talk to her? That's kind of gross and weird, don't you think? But it's like, oh, Jerry with the desperation layup. Oh, boom, guy smashes the ball back in his goofy fucking face. How he even shoots around that schnoz in the first place is beyond me. Well, Bill, he doesn't. That's the point. He doesn't. He's a pathetic loser. Oh, yeah, you are right. It's because you're a broken little boy. Yep. And you're saying this and you're mad because I think we should eliminate Mishnah Nada 5.4, metzitzia, soul correction, and anything that partakes of those things. Gee, that doesn't make you sound guilty at all, though, does it? What about Jesus burning and shit?
Praise them for raising us to be racist. Yet we only get saved when we pray to a sadist.
Listen to his voice breaking. He's about to, look at how, desperately hopeful he is. He's hearing shit. He's making up his own narrative because he can't engage in what's being talked about. You can take this with you anywhere. This is a weapon to be used in any sort of conversation or debate about anything. As soon as they start making up their own shit instead of addressing what you say, you've won. They've run out of shit to say. And we knew Jerry didn't have shit to say from the beginning. But the fact that he continuously proves it, just, it's why he's still here. Yeah, that's why I don't get rid of him. Remember, I'm God to Jerry. If I don't want Jerry here, Jerry's not here anymore. Until he makes another fake profile, of course. This is like the 5th or 6th one. 6th one, yep. Jerry the Friar 6, yep, that's his 6th profile. It's always funny, man. And like I say, these are tactics. This is stuff you can take into your job, into dealing with your kids, whatever it may be, your spouse. And you try talking to them, and they start, you say something, and so you're saying everything is just my fault, or something like that. Immediately, they're losing. No, I'm saying this specific thing is your fault, and it's okay that thing is your fault. Because some things are my fault, some things are your fault. But when they start, exaggerating and just flat out making shit up, that they're falling apart. As a friar, you are not winning any hearts and minds the way you talk. But he doesn't care. He doesn't care if anybody, any of us dumb Goyim like him or not. He'd rather we didn't. We just recognize his superiority and move past it. That's all he cares about. He's pathetic. The little micro penis. He's the little micro penis surrounded by the sea of fucking hair. Lost in the sea of matted hair. Surrounded by a horrible stench none of us would ever hope to imagine. He knows he has nothing. What he does have is, was given to him. It's not, he didn't earn anything. None of his family earned anything. It's all just conspiracy. Their entire existence in Palestine is conspiracy. Sorry, Carrot. Just picture Shmooly. Just picture Shmooly. It's all basically the same. Yeah. So now you're saying that what I do is good enough that I would succeed if not for the things that I say, right? Until he bows down and worships my people, he will fail. Well, the only way I could, if I just started bowing down and worshiping your people, if I wasn't bringing something to the table, I would fail too, right? See, this is why I love letting them talk, because they're just so fucking stupid, right? They're just so goddamn stupid. It's so easy to do. I think we should start spitting on them, like they spit on Christians. I think everybody should just start spitting on them and be like, oh, I thought that was like a cool thing to do. When asked about it, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Bibby. When asked about it, he said, they were like, how can we address this problem of them spitting on, of you guys spitting on Christians when they come here? And he was like, well, Jews have been spitting on Christians for thousands of years. So, what's going on? There's all kinds of little food bits in the yard, like cereal and shit. So, if you don't want them getting at it, Arrogance, yeah, that's what they are. It's so weird. It's the insecure arrogance, right? They have this arrogance, but you can shatter it. You can ruin their day. You can get them so upset that they stalk you by just talking about it. Because in reality, they know. They know what they look like. They know what they smell like. They know they have a tiny little micro penis. They know how, they're insecure for a reason. That arrogance is fake. That arrogance relies on some sky daddy bullshit because it's all they have. Without that, they'd look in the mirror and cry. They know no woman's ever found them attractive. It's also why they focus in on children. Grooming them from the time they're 3 years old and shit. Because, you can then control, if that's all that human being is exposed to from the time they're 3 years old. And this adult is doing horrible things to them. Like, and they praise virginity so much because that means that they have nothing to compare him to. You didn't go outside the circle and actually have, even a little dick compared to a micro penis is huge, but especially not a black guy. No black guys, right? Because they don't want you to look at him and go, oh, what the fuck is that? They want you thinking that's normal. That's why You see all the Israeli soldiers going through the Palestinian houses and finding the lingerie and shit and being so fascinated by it that they put it on and they pose for pictures and shit. Because it's not a thing over there. Making the woman feel good, making the woman feel sexy, making the woman have any sort of... I mean, they practice FGM, man. You know, we all get so upset when the Wahhabi Arabs do it. The Saudi Arabia Wahhabi Arabs do it. But nobody talks about the fact they do the same shit. And they do these things so then they can say, oh, well, you know, it's not about her getting off anyway. She couldn't get off even if she wanted to. So, you know, I could totally get her off, but she doesn't have the ability to. So, you know, yeah, I'm a man. There's no way to satisfy her. So it's all about me. You know, that's who they are. Post something of substance, please. Are you going to let the host outthink you? Of course. Of course. It's like outthinking a fucking snail. You know, I just got to be careful not to step on it. Very sad, man. Why would you projecting? Yep. Guy, you look crazy talking to yourself all day. Well, if I was talking to myself, that would be one thing. But since it's 2026 and we all know this is a phone and that things like Facebook Live and YouTube Live, that we know these things exist. Not really talking to myself here now, am I? With my crap music playing, yeah. Hey, at least you got the "you're" right that time. Good job, buddy. But that was easy. You weren't using the "you are your." That's the one you guys always have problems with. Yep, still talking to myself. That's me. That's why you keep responding to it. Because I'm talking to myself. Just, again, this is what happens when you pull the kids out of school. I think we have such a great example of it when you watch that show, my gypsy wedding, my big fat gypsy wedding. And the gypsies over in Europe, especially, the kids get pulled out of school at 11 or 12 years old, whatever it is. The girls go home and have to start, you know, basically the mom just sort of does what she wants. And the oldest child is now responsible for cleaning the caravan. Cleaning the caravan. And then they go out to, you know, to parties within the group. And the girls look like cartoonish hookers. They all do that dance where they put their one hand up and they... You know. And you can see it, like, whether it's a wedding or it's a confirmation or it's communion, whatever. The main, either the girl getting married or having her communion, the most important part is the dress. They don't care about, and maybe that's part. Nah, I just realized that's what it is. That's how you distract the girl from realizing she's getting married at 16 years old to a guy she's never been with. She's gonna spend the first night with him. She's going, you know, she's gonna go live in a new trailer. While he, again, at 12 years old, taken out of school, he's been off working with his dad, learning how to be a scam artist. Fucking, you know, they do good work, but don't you fucking let something, you know, don't let something around that you don't want to be fucked with, because they don't give a shit. They don't see you as them. They see you as a, what was the word they used? I'm thinking of Howley, but that's Hawaii. what do they call people outside the group? And they're just fucking insane. And like the girls, for the girls, their communion and then their wedding day, those are the most important days of their life. Once they get married, they don't, like, their whole lives they've been spent in this close-knit community with their family with them. They're not allowed to leave the house without a boy with them. They're definitely not allowed to leave the house by themselves. They have to have one of the brothers or somebody else with them when they leave the house. And they grow up with their cousins or sisters or whatever, all in this really tight-knit community where they do everything together. And then the girl gets married and she's yanked out of it. She's 15, 16, 17 years old. And she's been told her whole life is about this wedding day. So she's been planning her wedding dress, which the dad ends up spending like $30,000 getting his daughter this dream wedding that they acknowledge most of the dresses are inspired by Disney princesses. Why? Because they're little fucking girls. But you see this example of this community that's sort of walled off from everyone else. They stop their education process. They look at outsiders as just that, as outsiders. If there's some sort of, one of the girls happens to fancy a boy from outside the community, it's up to him to come into the community. It's not about the community, accepting the daughter going out. If she goes out, then she gets excommunicated, just like with Mormons, just like with Amish, all those crazy ass people. But you take these people out of society at a young age, and you see these girls can barely read, which is weird because, they made it to like 12 in school. They made it to like 5th grade, 6th grade, whatever. You should at least be able to read a little bit, but they never cared about school to begin with. So they always knew they were going to get taken out. And any sort of notion of them being independent, having a life, if they get married at 21, 22, that's considered old in the community. It's fucking nuts. And of course, it's a fucking TV show. It's A&E. It's like, hey, let's show you. Let's show you how crazy these people are. They're dumb enough to let us film it. Let's fucking do it. And you have to think, like, it's a great representation of how the Jews do things as well. It's just different. There's much more of a supremacy aspect. The gypsies just sort of want to be left alone. They want to be able to do their own thing and, race horses every once in a while or whatever, but they're not trying to take over anything. On the other hand, the Jews are absolutely trying to take everything over and believe themselves supreme and all this other shit. But again, they're taken out of school at a really young age. And then, like the boys, they might be dumb in certain aspects, but when it comes to doing whatever job they do, whether it's concrete or it's landscaping, or painting or whatever, they're fucking amazing at it. They've been doing it since they were 12. The art of the deal, always trying to talk you out of more money. Signing a deal, not shaking hands on a deal, and then, reneging every fucking chance they can. Letting you get as much of it done as you can, and then being like, ooh, I don't know about this. So then you're more than likely to take less money just to get them to give you something. It's fucking insane. This dumbass is talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. Jesus Christ. So stupid.
We give
10 viewers, 12 likes. Don't like, share, sub. Don't do that. Oh, Jesus. This is so weird. It's so weird to experience it in real time.
now. They're purposely delaying, cutting right down to the roots. More frightening.
But anyway, when you see just how the gypsies are, and these guys fight with the government, you know, these guys are they're trying to eliminate the gypsies. They're not trying to give, the gypsies don't have a word that means policy or predisposition favorable to gypsies. The gypsies aren't trying to fight for any sort of, you know, Semitism supremacy. As I said, they just want to be left alone. Sort of. You know, the boys want to fuck as many girls as they can before they get married. And they don't get married until they're like 18, 19. So they take their 15-year-old bride when they've already experienced as much life as they can. But the problem is, every time they go out into the real world, they're so socially awkward and weird that no girls ever, it never works. Even if they're like decent looking guys, no girls seem to fall for it. And they think that you know, they have such an image of the outside world that the girls are all just sluts that'll spread their legs for nothing, that when their weak ass game doesn't work and the girls like don't just immediately say, hey, let's just go fuck like they've expected it to be, they sort of run out of shit to say. They don't know how to be personable. They don't know how to respect those you know, the feelings of the women that are there. Pretend to pay attention to them if they don't give a shit. They don't think about it that way. It's so fucked up. But again, now compare that to the group that is consistently told they're supreme. Anywhere you look, they're at the top of the pyramid. They control Hollywood. They control the government. You're watching as they're literally stealing American taxpayer dollars consistently over the decades now and giving it to the Israelis so they can commit genocide. Like, we have something called the Leahy Law, and the Leahy Law should have long severed the American financial connection to Israel based on the war crimes that Israel is consistently partaking in. And yet, you know, most of you don't even know what the Leahy Law is. I'm Scottish culture, generally, we get paralytic on a Friday night. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities, right? It provides proof that the Bible is legit. What the fuck are you talking about? The proof that you know, let's see. The Shroud of Turin defies natural explanations. No, it doesn't. The Shroud of Turin doesn't stand up to scrutiny, and it's fucking stupid to begin with. If you think Jesus died laying on a piece of cloth and somehow his body fluids leaked out and stained the cloth in a perfect image of him, including his beard and his hair and shit, you know, I don't even know how to like approach that level of stupid. And this is supposed to be a 2,000-year-old fucking cloth too, right? It's not even a papyrus, the shit that they say can last 2,000 years, or papyrus, or whatever you say. But like, you know, and you're saying that's proof The book of Daniel accurately predicting the next 500 years. The burnt top of Mount Sinai. Oh my God, like this is so dumb. The book of Daniel accurately predicting the next 500 years. How? Like what was accurately predicted? Do you know what an accurate prediction is? An accurate prediction is something that you're told before it happens. And then you can set it up, you can watch, and you can say, all right, the thing is supposed to happen here and now, and then the thing happens. And you go, holy shit, that was a great prediction. To take something from the past and then do everything you can to try to ascribe fucking stories to fit the narrative, that's the same shit as the Nostradamus stuff. You just have to believe what somebody tells you, and it's fucking stupid. And this guy talking about the Shroud of Turin right off the bat shows you just how stupid he is. It defies any explanation. No, it's a fake. They even try to say it's from the 1100s or some shit like that, even though that's dumb as hell too. But that was the proof that I was ignoring, I guess. Gee, you wonder why I ignore it. Read the book of Daniel. Yeah. So wouldn't it be weird if instead of you just saying dumb, vague shit, you provided some sort of evidence? You said the book of Daniel predicted this, or the book of Daniel predicted that. And even then, you're talking about some book that you have to believe you know nothing about. It's presented to you at some point in your life, and you choose to read it, and they tell you when it's from. It's just fake dumb shit. Ancient places that prove the Bible is real. Split rock of Moses. God quenched the Hebrew thirst. Okay, so that's not proof. Those are stories. You can't say that like somebody found a landmark and they were like, oh, look, yeah, this landmark is in the place. Like, that's what they rely on. They rely on historical things like that supposedly fit to validate for all the rest of the bullshit. Because if the shit took place on planet Melmac, you'd be like, what? I don't believe in Elf. You wouldn't believe any of it. It has to have some, But that's what you do when you're writing a fake story. You include historical shit, historical places. None of this. I mean, at least the attempt is new. The Sea of Galilee, where Jesus calmed the storm and walked on water. Are you saying that because places exist, that means it must be true? Is that your whole thing? Moses parted the water. The Pilate stone confirming that Pontius Pilates, or the Pilate stone confirming that Pontius Pilates. I mean, that doesn't prove anything. Just so stupid, right? This is the kind of stupidity that always seems to come with this. This person is using the story as proof of the story. It's just fucking, it's stupid, but this is what always happened.
Remember when LeBron got mad pretending Black Lives Matter, calling out the Iron ownership disaster? He said he wasn't having that.
Hey!
Black people started fighting back. They did shatter. He should have the banter, fed the Goyim, getting them battered. He said that we should unify. What the pattern has always been rather just another chosen missile.
So this guy is just sort of saying things, none of which is like a proof of anything. Harry Potter is real. I saw the movie. Proof. Right. Spider-Man takes place in New York. Proof that Spider-Man's real. Like, this is the stupidity that is scary to think about. Like, these people vote. If you believe that voting actually matters, understand that people this dumb vote. To me, it's terrifying to think that the religious, or the leader of the country would partake in this bullshit. Would push or believe any of this bullshit. But it's interesting how the Christian that has the narrative already there set for them, right? It's not like, yeah, all that money, all that everything spent on Haley Stevens and she lost, that's fucking hilarious. Israel spent like $38 million, some shit on her. Science shows that it's like psychologically, people deny things that they know is true and offer no rebuttal or counterfact. What? Like, you realize, like, that's literally what you're doing. I can't prove something that doesn't exist. I can't prove something doesn't exist. But you don't seem to understand that everything you're saying is working against you. And I love how he's just quoting, science. Science says this. What science? Where? Science, dude. Fuck, man. Just science did, okay? Gosh. That's so fucking funny that Haley Stevens lost. I wasn't even paying attention to it because I just figured she'd win from the AIPAC, backing. But I think she doomed herself with that whole, with the cool kids talking about the way I talk. Like, trying to make fucking Michigan people sound stupid. It was interesting. I'll go with this. You should be able to disprove it if it doesn't exist. Oh yeah? Prove there's not a leprechaun dancing around in my hand right now. He's doing a little jig. You don't see that? I have faith he's there. Prove he's not there. I'm sure Slim can see it. Slim, can you see the leprechaun in my hand dancing around? You have faith he's there, right? You're the one making the obnoxious, absurd, extraordinary claim. You're the one that needs to provide the extraordinary evidence. Lack of acknowledgement or even trying shows your ignorance. You're so dumb you don't realize what I just did. Oh man, what a dumbass. What an ultra-maroon. What a Daffy Dumas. Yup, see? Slim sees the leprechaun. I don't see you disproving the leprechaun. We have faith that it's there. How do you disprove it? It's not up to me to show you that it's there. I don't have to provide you the proof. I just say the words and that means it's there. Wow. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how Christian after Christian they come in here all big and bad thinking they're something and they just systematically fall apart? Like each question, it just pushes them further and further down. They never say anything that makes anyone go, oh shit, hey, wait a minute. That was a really good point there. Never. You saw the beer? Oh shit. I mean, I can't say he didn't. Yeah. If you have faith, he does. You don't even have to provide proof. You just say it happened. Calling others dumbass is just an avoidance. Yeah. It seems like you're doing everything you can to avoid providing evidence for what you say you believe. You talked about a bunch of places in the Bible, I guess, and then made some extraordinary stupid claims. But you don't have any sort of, obviously it's proof because of this. Obviously it's true because of this. And of course you don't want to address any of the, like, I can sit here and badmouth your God all day. Guess what's going to happen to me? Nothing. I can be blasphemous. I can, point out all the horrendous shit. Like, if your God really existed, what an absolute piece of shit it would have to be to consistently watch children get violated by clergy and do nothing about it. Actually use the clergy position, use God's name to protect themselves, to insulate themselves. I'm watching as God's chosen people are committing genocide against women and children, attacking Lebanon, full of Christians. Lebanon's full of Christians. Palestine was full of Christians, but they're all dead. Man, your God seems to be pretty fucking powerless. I'd say comically powerless if the shit wasn't so serious. But hey, apparently you eat food every day, so that must mean God's real. I've seen all the shows you claim that prove what you say, the best they prove possibility in the actual. There's no possibility. There's no possibility. I watched a thing one time that was the top 10 best archaeological evidences for the existence of Christianity. And it's all just a bunch of stupidity. Especially when you understand that what you're being presented with is a narrative, especially when it's on TV. Or it's a video that some guy makes. But most of those things were stupid shit, like a cup was found. A cup was found and it had an inscription on it. And the cup was dated from here to here. And, it shows that it was, I don't know, something stupid. The Shroud of Turin being another one. Everything is shit that doesn't stand up to any sort of scrutiny and is actually easily debunked. Which is why they don't actually provide anything in here. None of them bring up, the one dude brought up the Shroud of Turin. And I ask a simple question, like, do you honestly believe that Jesus leaked an image of himself, including hair and beard and like clothing? And what makes more sense, right? Let's do this exercise again. What makes more sense? That Jesus leaked himself onto an image like nobody before him, before or since, or it's fake. It's fake, and it was designed for stupid people. That's why, again, they included his clothes, not just his naked titties. Where are all the different, if this was a common practice, if this was something that was done, where are all of the other shrouds of other people?
As long as you're safe, open your safe. There's no need to be shy. Do what makes you happy. There's no need to avoid races if anybody's asking. Probably just somebody masking a deception of their own. Since the dysfunction that we're basking in begins back when our womb
I mean, it's so stupid. It's stupid. You would think something too like Jesus, something like Christianity, wouldn't rely on goofy ass silly shit. You know, one of the things that the church really dropped the ball on was the cathedrals and shit. You know, if right off the bat they would have said, hey, look at these cathedrals that are all over the world. Obviously, nobody can build shit like that even today. That's the work of God's hand or some shit like that. Then, you know, that would have been at least an argument to make. But nobody thought to do that. Instead, they arrogantly presented these churches as if we built them. The shout thing was debunked, but the leprechaun was real. He was drunk and pissed on the host's hand. Oh, well. Man, I wasn't expecting all that, but fuck if you say so. I'm calling a welfare check on you. No, you're not. They don't show up. You guys have exhausted that resource. The last time they did show up, they were like, yeah, we're sorry. We just gotta show up. And like, you shouldn't. But right on, man. But this is, again, what you do when you can't actually engage. You can't debunk, so now you just get desperate and start saying stupid shit and threats, and I'm gonna get somebody else to do my dirty work for me. Why don't you just pray to God that God gives you some better equipment? God smartens you up just a little bit and allows you to make better arguments. I think you'll get just the same amount of response. Yep, because what they're going to do is listen to some random friar dumbass calling and complaining because, well, I'm watching his video and he's talking about stuff and I can't seem to debunk anything he's saying, so he's crazy. Go get him. I bet that happens. It's incredibly stupid. It's fucking stupid. Yep, I sure am. And the thing is, like, they say these things knowing that it's not gonna work. Nothing's gonna happen. So when it comes back up again and you look like a dumbass, then I guess that's just it, right? You're just a dumbass. So goofy. And it's all, instead of just proving me wrong about stuff, they're gonna go to whatever stupid lengths they can come up with. Because that makes more sense, doesn't it?
Scream. Escape.
Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off because this is boring. So you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Go check out all the different links in the description. Go see if you can find that leprechaun. It might be there, it might not. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I mean, shit, it just got your face, so that's pretty rough. You have yourselves a great day. Check out the links again. Get your free download, www.the-bilderberg, bilderberg-group.com. Free to download. When you click download, ask you how much you want to pay. You click 0. It's free. All we ask is to share it with someone. And just go check out all the different links. I'm not going through it right now, but go check out all the links, and have yourselves a wonderful day. You pedophiles, you kill yourselves. KK? K. He said KKK.